Hello, and welcome back to Kim's Cozy Corner. We are on week 10 of my seed starting series. And today we are going to continue to add seeds to our seed starting area. And we're going to do some up potting, but I got some special seeds today that I want to share with you. Let's first talk about some of the seeds that we're going to start I believe this is our third round. And one of these is red cabbage. This cabbage that I cannot pronounce, so let me just get it there and let it focus so you can see it. As well as some more early Jersey. So we will start just a few more seeds of these so we can get them going, because we are getting ready to start transplanting this stuff out into the garden after some hardening off. In addition to those seeds, we are going to start some of the seeds from my seed share. I want to give a shout out to Guten Gardens. They just mailed all of the seeds for their seed share. So I received this in the mail just a couple of days ago. And the seeds that he's sharing with me this year include a short red pepper, heirloom tomatoes, and they are a rainbow mix, a sugar baby watermelon, butternut squash, a blue curly kale, and some broccoli. So it comes in a letter like this. Thank you, Guten Gardens, for the seeds. I'm going to put your seeds in a special place. So I will have a cell that's marked Guten Gardens, and I will continue to share with you how the seeds are doing. So for today, of the seeds from the seed share, we will start the kale, the short red pepper, and some of these heirloom rainbow tomato seeds, as if I need more tomatoes. Some more tomato seeds. And I'm already doing a Watham broccoli that I received from him last year, and they are already hardening off, getting ready to go outside. So I will make sure I add that to my list of seeds from Guten Gardens. In addition to those handful of seeds that we're going to start today, I'm also going to start up potting my peppers. So I have a lot of pepper plants here, and that's going to take some time. So I'm just going to slowly take my time and start up potting them into containers, where right now, for example, for Thunderbolt, I have 4 plants growing in these 2 tiny little cells. So we'll get those separated out. So I'm going to start doing some of those. So you will see some video of me separating some of those out today. Now that we're on week 10, there are quite a few things growing in this space, as well as other spaces around the house. So before we get to it, let me share with you the update of how things have been going for the last 9 weeks. Here's the video. Welcome to my week 10 seedling update. Let me show you how my young seedling and pots are doing. My orange hat is actually, look at the orange hat. There's a bud right there. It's getting ready to start blooming. The kale and the mustard and the collards will all get moved upstairs to start hardening them off. This tray is nothing but cabbage, and we will get those upstairs next week, along with this mustard and kale here. Everything back there, that's all celery. There's some herbs here in the front. My basil finally broke ground in this particular one. And then I have basil there, along with cumin and thyme back there, and oregano there. This is actually a very good picture of all of the peppers that I started. And we will up pot all of these peppers. The sweet potatoes continue to put on slips. These are all of the tomatoes, and most of the tomatoes have now broken ground. They are all standing up nice and tall pretty much in every container. And here in the very front, I know there's a little bit of algae growth there, but in the very front, you can see my begonias are now breaking ground. Romaine lettuce. There are the potatoes. There are more potatoes there. And all of this is different types of lettuce, which we will harvest. Broccoli here. And then we get to the tower. I'm not going to rotate the tower today because I don't want to mess up my bok choy. Look at that bok choy. We will harvest that bok choy today, and I will capture that on video as well. And then various lettuces throughout the tower, as well as micro dwarf tomatoes up here. And you'll see that these tomatoes are not doing as well as these tomatoes here. And the only difference is the type of potting mix that's being used. This is a high quality potting mix. And this is that horrible, crappy potting mix that had all those sticks in it when that was all that I could get. So you see the difference? Your soil mixture does make a difference. Everything else has been exactly the same. I've been feeding them exactly the same, but these are much smaller, and they were planted first by a couple of weeks than this here. And this pot has less soil than these massive pockets of soil here in my GreenStalk. If you don't know what a GreenStalk is, please check out my video, All Things GreenStalk. I will put that down in the description box. And if you're interested in my indoor growing space, I will also put a video in there for my indoor garden tent setup. So you can see how I have this whole space set up and the different lighting, the type of tent, and everything. So now let's take a look at all the plants waiting to go outside that are being hardened off. All of these plants are in the hardening off process in preparation to get them to go outside in my outdoor raised bed and my GreenStalk gardens in the next couple of weeks. So there are brassicas, there are lettuces out here. I also have rhubarb, as well as quite a few of the onion. With this update, you can see there's tons of lettuce in the garden, and we have already harvested most of that lettuce, and there will be a video sharing that information with you in the next couple of days. But for now, let's get into starting these seeds and uppotting. I will just quickly fast forward through these processes because we've talked about seed starting in multiple weeks. So if you look in my seed starting series and start with week 1 through at least week 4, I show the process of how to start your seeds, how deep to plant them, and when you should start your seeds. And that's basically read your pack, follow the directions on your pack, and it'll tell you when you need to start your seeds and how deep you need to sow them. But I will pull the camera in closer so you can at least see this process in double time, triple time, quadruple time. We will see how fast we need to make it go. So I have 3 types of cabbage that we're going to do, and I will do 2 cells of each. So we will start with the cabbage. It's always a good idea to start with a damp potting soil or seed starting mix when you start your seedlings. After starting the cabbage, I thought it was a better idea to move over into the peppers because I really needed the containers that the peppers were in. So I decided to do those first before moving to the Guten Garden seeds. When up-potting your peppers, you want to gently separate them if you have more than one in a cell to protect the roots. And when you're putting them in the new pot, you want to bury the roots to the same level they were in the original pot. Now I'm going to sow the seed share seeds. Although I have many varieties of tomatoes, peppers, and kale, I'm always interested in trying new varieties so I can see if I like those better than others. I really wanted to make sure that I labeled all of the seeds that I received from the seed share so that I could be able to show pictures and share that back with Guten Gardening. Now I'm going to put this curly kale in here with these peppers and tomatoes. I know as far as the speed of growth is going to be much faster, but I will pop them out and put them in a larger container as soon as they start outgrowing the cell, which would be in a couple of weeks. So I know going in that they're going to have to come out much earlier. That's it outside of up potting more and more peppers. So I will continue to do that off camera. I just want to say thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Here's some additional videos for you to check out. Thank you and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.